What's up, YouTube? You already know it's your boy Sticks, and we're going back in the mix. Hey, check this out. It's been a minute since I did a work truck video, and I kind of been biting my tongue on this whole situation until a little bit more information came out. And I'm talking about the YNW Melly murder trial, right? So what I want to ask you guys, put in the comments, do you think at this point right now that they have enough evidence to send him away for life? Because honestly, to me, I feel like Hunter K. Track giving up that phone pretty much sealed the whole deal. Now, I don't know if Melly's new to the system or what, but he got on the phone with his mom and gave her the password to his phone, and the investigators are listening in. They hear all your calls. So boom, they were able to get right into the phone and look at all these messages, right? And I know the prosecutors are basically trying to close on Melly admitted to it. By him saying, I did that, they're saying he was talking about the murder. Now, for me, the most telling part of this whole thing was when they did the ballistics. Because they put the sticks through the seat and everything. They know where those shots were fired from. And Melly's defense team was trying to say, well, why didn't you pull the camera here? Why didn't you get a search warrant here? Why didn't you check these people? Why didn't you do this and do that? And the whole reason they didn't do that is because they already had their suspect. They knew Melly was sitting in that seat. They knew that the shots were fired from that angle. And then getting into his phone and seeing that there was a text message of somebody threatening his mom. And he said, I don't care about that B anyways. But I feel like Melly was just saying that so he could get the drop on him. I feel like at that point, it was already in his head that he was going to do something. Now, Bortland or whatever that was driving the car, I feel like he was just kind of a pawn in the whole thing, right? Melly did what he did. Now, if they could prove that he was an actual gang member, they're going to try for the death penalty. That's a given. The thing about it is, throughout the trial, what they're trying to prove is there was actually gangs trying to recruit him, get him on the roster because of his money, because of his status. You know, he was just getting ready to really blow up. He was already touching millions, right? But he was really getting ready to take off. So yeah, any gang would love to have him basically supplying the gang with whatever they need and helping to put their name out there. I feel like that's what happened with Tekashi, right? He got a little bit of money, he got a little bit of buzz, and the Bloods are like, yeah, we'll accept him just to get the whole thing ringing. But that really backfired on them when it come to that. But this whole Melly thing is like crazy because they're saying that he actually helped dress him out for the funeral. Like he went to the funeral. Not only that, he helped dress him out. He did like a whole bunch of extra stuff after these murders was committed. So if they could prove without a shadow of a doubt that he's the one that did it, which I feel like they could shut the case down today, and all arrows are still pointing to Melly. If they were to do that, right, they only need, I think, was it like 8 out of 12 or something jurors to agree to the death penalty. And just to see him up in the courtroom, you can tell when certain situations come up that he gets super nervous because he didn't tie up his loose ends. I don't know if he just did this like spur of the moment. I know he already had it in his head, right, that he was going to do this. But the timing, like that night Was it the spurt of the moment? He saw an opportunity, so he took it, or what? Because everybody knows they could track your cell phone, right? I mean, GPS location and all that. If you're going to commit a crime, you have to leave your phone at home. And even then, you're probably still going to get caught because of the traffic cameras. They got so many different cameras everywhere nowadays that you can hardly move around without you being on some type of video, being on some type of recording. So without the phone, do they really have a solid case on him? The ballistics, maybe. But with the ballistics and the phone, I feel like put a fork in him. I feel like it's over with for him. Now, will he get life or will he get the death penalty? To me, that one's still up in the air. Although he did do some dirty stuff after the fact. Now, what's up with them starting off being like he wasn't even in the car to now they're trying to portray him as a victim and this and that in this situation? Some of the stuff that is coming out now is more confusing than anything. But the actual damning evidence is there. It's solid. If I was in his shoes, all hope would probably be gone for me. Unless his defense team has a Hail Mary, a miracle, a straight something that we all don't know about, and they're going to drop it, then this one's a wrap. And plus, you got to figure, if he did do something like that, he deserves to be locked away. You're blowing up. You're touching millions. You got this crazy fan base, and instead you want to throw it away with this alter ego thing that you're trying to push, this YNW Melly type thing. And it's just crazy, man, to watch somebody not only do that to two people that were supposedly his homeboys. I believe they were all even on the same phone plan from what they were saying. Like everyday homeboys, not just somebody from the neighborhood. These people really kicked it. And in court, they released the amount of money that was made in that company within, I think, the last 6 months or something. It was $16 million, right? I think that was 100K tracks bank for what Melly has made in the last 6 months. The reason why they're bringing up this whole how much money is in this account is because when he's found guilty, that money's gone. Melly is going to be in there not living as good as a lot of people think he will, because of all the lawsuits that are going to follow after the conviction. You know, the victim's family alone is going to clean him out. Not to mention all the lawyer fees and all the money he's got tied up right now in fighting this case. I just feel like, in my opinion, and this ain't a fact, you know, everything said in this video is just my opinion. But in my opinion, they got enough where they could wrap it up today and send him away for life. And that's crazy to think that he did that to his two homeboys. Now, here's what I want to know. Let me know in the comments if you know about this, because I really don't talk about this type of stuff too much on this channel. Although I follow it, I don't really react to it. But was one of the guys that got popped, was that the same guy that texts Melly about doing something to his mom? Because if that's the case, that could have been what set this whole thing in motion. Now, I know people want to say he was doing it for the gang or whatever, the whole whatever you got to do. But look, man, there's people that join gangs all the time and they don't have to pop their two best friends. I think the money and the status alone was enough for the gang to accept him. Straight up. So, to me, it was the text about his mom and him acting like, I don't care. Because if he would have went off right there, he wouldn't have been able to get the drop. I feel like he was waiting for his opening so he can do what he did. But yeah, the whole situation to me is a done deal. Put it in the comments. Let me know what you guys think about this murder trial. One, is he going to get found guilty? Two, if he does, do they have enough to sentence him to the death penalty due to the fact that the gang ties, dressing the people out, going to the funeral, staring his parents in the face, laughing, hugging, joking, doing all this just to come to find out that the bullets came from the seat he was sitting in. And they said from 12 o'clock to 4:30 when he showed up at his homeboy's house, in between that time, he had switched his clothes too. That was pretty damning. Like, you switched your clothes out? And the guy that they got up on the stand, you could tell he did not want to be there. But it was either that or go to jail. He probably has some charges behind this or something to hold him to where he had to go to court. Because you didn't see the other one show up for court. 100K Track ain't even been in court. I think part of that was, give us the phone and we leave you out of this. That's what it looked like to me. Because why else would he hand over the phone? Never thinking that they'd be able to unlock it or whatever? Dang. And come to find out, Melly's the one that gave him the password. By accident, but still gave him the password. It's crazy. Hey, look, until next time, hold your head and stay out of lockup. For real.